Hi everybody, this is Janice from Growing Light Wellness and Yoga, and this is Peanut. And my other dog Ivy is wandering around here somewhere, so you may see them. We're gonna guide you through a gentle yoga practice today. In this colder weather, these shorter days, it can be difficult to get yourself motivated, to make yourself comfortable and ready to do your practice. So Peanut and I are gonna go through some ways that you can do that. She's wearing her little shirt, which always makes her happy, especially in this cold weather. So I guess we're all ready to get started. Find yourself in a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. Maybe legs are crossed, maybe feet are out in front of you. But wherever you are, feel the points of contact, the places where your body meets the mat or the floor. Roll the shoulders back, feel the ribs draw up and away from the hips, the belly button drawing in toward the spine. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, let yourself feel like you're making an impression into your mat with your sit bones. So as you breathe in, feel yourself drawing skyward, the top of your head. And as you breathe out, feel yourself settling into the mat. Take a few more breaths here. Winter tends to be a time when we feel a little heavier, things feel a little slower. And that doesn't mean that we can't do a slow practice. It just means that we spend more time in that practice opening up. So let's take some of that now. On the inhale, extend skyward with the crown of the head. On the exhale, drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale to center. Let's exhale, bringing the chin to the chest. And inhale, rounding up. Take a full breath here. Inhale, extending, and exhale, extending over to the right. And you can sweep that right hand up and rest it on top of the left side of the head. Just gently surrendering into the stretch here. Not putting a lot of pressure on the head, just feeling yourself open here. One more inhale here. On the exhale, bring the gaze toward that right armpit. Hand resting gently on the back of the head. And on the inhale, we come back to center. We'll take the exhale here. Inhale here to lengthen the spine. Exhale, dropping left ear to left shoulder. And you can stay here. You can sweep that left arm up and over, resting it on the right ear, the right side of the head. Feeling a little playful with this, a little open. Hi guys. Extending here. Inhale here, exhale, turn the gaze down towards that left armpit, hand resting gently on the back of the head. And on the inhale, we'll come up to center. Good. Just take a little roll here, forward to the side, forward to the side. We can extend that into a full circle, but I want you to remember not to crank your neck back. So what I like to think of is drawing a big round circle with my nose. That gives me some extension through the throat, but not a lot of compression in the back of the spine. So a couple in one direction, and then we'll change direction. Ivy's already wore out. That's got her toy, so you might hear a little squeaking here. And showing that we can do yoga in any environment, that we can take our practice into any realm of distraction. Let's inhale here and exhale, reaching that right arm out, extending the body to the right, and we'll come back to center. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, reaching the left arm out. Inhale to lengthen. We'll walk that right hand out, but press down through the sit bones, lift through the spine, even through the neck as you find that side bend here, and then sweep your left arm up and over. press into both sit bones, both feet, pressing into the mat, feeling yourself still even, pressing into the mat. And then we'll come up and back. And we'll reach our left hand out, avoiding the jog, finding that long spine, that lift from the tailbone through the crown of the head, and reaching that right arm up and over. Thanks. Bless you. We'll extend here, and then we'll come back up to center. Now let's press the hands behind us. I like to be on fingertips for this. Roll the shoulders back, press in, lift the chest. Keeping both sit bones rooted, not compressing through the spine, remembering that circle. And then sweep the arms around and find a little forward fold. And let's run through that a few times. So we'll sweep the arms back, find that lift on the inhale. Sweep the arms forward, find the fold on the exhale. And about 2 more times for that. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold. 1 more, inhale, lift. And again, you might have to adjust to your environment, to the space that you have, to your animals or your children who also want to participate in your practice. And we'll come back to center. Let's find a little twist here. Inhale through the crown of the head. Exhale here, find that length. On the inhale, let's take that left hand and put it on top of the right leg, maybe the right knee, and then place the right hand behind us. Then let's find some length here on the inhale. And only when we found that position where our spine feels long and we feel settled in, do we take that twist. The twist comes from length, comes from the thoracic spine, that upper part of the back. If it's available to you, you can turn the neck and look over your shoulder, but always focusing on reaching that crown of the head toward the sky, rooting into those sit bones, maybe twisting a little deeper with each exhale, and then inhale back to center, exhale, release. Now let's find that same thing on the other side. We lengthen here, and then once we've found that length, we reach the right hand for the left knee. Left hand drops behind. On the inhale, we press down. You can even press a little bit onto that leg and into the floor, rooting down, lifting up through the crown of the head on the inhale, and then on the exhale, finding that twist, that rotation. Maybe you start with the head in neutral, and then as you deepen that twist with each exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears, and if it's available to you, look over that back shoulder. Take a few breaths here. See if you can release any gripping or holding, any tension in the spine or the shoulders or even the jaw here. Maybe you open and close the mouth a few times. 1 more breath here. And then inhale, release back to center. Beautiful. On the inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And on the exhale, palms together, hands to the heart. Give your head a gentle bow. Thank yourself for showing up. As we take a brief rest here. Then we'll spin so that if you're not already facing the front of your mat, so you're facing the front of your mat, we'll bring the hands to the knees. And on the inhale, press the legs wide, like a butterfly pose, lift the chest. And on the exhale, push the knees together, round the back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round the back. I'm stealing her toy. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round the back. 1 more. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round the back. And stay rounded here. Hug yourself into a little ball. Maybe you rest the head on the knees or on your hands. And just notice how you feel here. Notice what comes up for you in this posture. Allow yourself to curl in. Winter is an important time for introspection. And sometimes we get caught up in the busyness of the holidays. And we don't do enough of that. On the inhale, let's roll back up, find that long spine. And on the exhale, We'll roll all the way down to the mat. See if you can take it down one vertebra at a time until you come onto your back. Reach the arms up overhead, reach the feet long. Take a breath here. Let it out in a sigh. On the inhale, we'll walk the hands and the feet over to the right. Maybe you take hold of the left wrist with the right hand. You can cross left ankle over right to deepen the stretch. You're finding a crescent here, or a banana shape. Feel the expansion through the side body. Feel the length from the crown of your head through the tips of your toes. One more breath here. Let the shoulders be heavy into the mat. Then we'll come back to center. We'll find a long body stretch. Let that sigh out again, and then we'll start to walk the feet over to the left. I'm going to scooch myself up a little bit because I'm hitting my recliner. And you'll find whatever variation works for you on this side. So remembering to work within your space. This practice doesn't require a lot of space. But you're making so much space in your body and your mind when you engage in these practices. One more breath here. And on the inhale, we'll move back to center. Take it nice and long. And on the exhale, release. On the inhale, hug those knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. A little roll in one direction or the other. I'm going to move this squeaky rubber duck out of the way. Actually, it's a peep. You know those Easter marshmallow things. Roll in one direction and the other. Hug the knees into the chest. Let the knees come wide here so that they're almost towards the armpits. And give yourself a little rock side to side. We'll take one more inhale here, hugging the knees in toward the chest. Exhale, plant the feet. Inhale, send that right leg toward the sky. Interlace the fingers around the back of the leg. And press that thigh into the hands like you're trying to press it away as your hands pull it towards you. So you find a little resistance here. Take a breath here. Inhale into the resistance. And then exhale, release that resistance and see if you can bring that stretch a little deeper. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. One more inhale here, and then exhale, cross that right ankle over the left knee. And you can stay here, pressing that right thigh away. Or if you want a little bit more, you can reach in between the legs, interlacing your fingers around the back of the left thigh or the front of the left shin, pressing that tailbone into the mat. You don't need to use your hands for this. You can actually just do this by pressing the tailbone into the mat and finding that opposing action in the legs. Keep the feet active as if you're standing on them to help protect the knees. You can also set that left foot on a block, which will give you a little bit of lift and a little bit of resistance without having to reach. One more inhale here. Exhale, release. And we'll plant the right foot and send the left foot toward the sky, interlacing the fingers around the back of the left leg. Press that foot to the ceiling as if you're standing on it. Press the left thigh into the hands. Find that resistance. Press the tailbone into the mat or the sacrum into the mat. So we're not quite down to the tailbone. It's the lowest part of your low back. And then on the exhale, release and see if you can bring that in a little closer to you. Keep pressing that low back into the mat. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, cross that left ankle over the right knee. And again, you can stay here. You can put that right foot on a block. You can use the hands or not use the hands to pull that right thigh towards you as you press the left knee away and keep that low back pressing into the mat. Keep the feet active like you're standing on them. We'll take a few breaths here. And then we'll release that right foot down, release the left foot down. Let's take one more long body stretch. One more scoop of the knees toward the chest, a little rock side to side. On the inhale, send those arms out nice and wide. Exhale, drop those knees to the right. Oh, we had a dog out here. You can't see her, but she's very fluffy. So I'm going to extend my top leg and give her a little pet with my foot because she doesn't mind that. So you can take whatever variation works for you. If that's leg extended, both knees bent, bottom leg extended, whatever feels good. Maybe you bring your gaze over the opposite shoulder to deepen this. Staying connected to your breath. Feeling those points of connection on the mat, the shoulder blades, that bottom hip, the right ribs, your ankle. On the inhale, we'll scoop those knees back toward the chest. Find that rock side to side. One direction and the other. Then we'll send the arms out again on that next inhale. And on the exhale, let the knees fall to the left. And again, take whatever variation works for you on this side. Maybe that left hand comes to rest on top of the right knee. If you can't reach the floor with your knees, I love sometimes to put a block under the knees or between the knees. You could also use a rolled up towel or blanket or even just a small pillow. Very supportive options. And if you need more options like that, I'd love to hear from you. You can let me know what you're looking for in your practice. One more breath here. And we'll scoop those knees back in. Take that little rock in one direction and the other. And then I want you on the inhale to hug everything in here. Hug the head towards the knees, squeeze the fingers, squeeze the toes. Breathe in a little more and a little more. One more breath in, and when you think you can't hold anymore, just hold there for 1 second. And on the exhale, release everything down to the mat. Maybe even giving yourself a little sigh, a little wiggle here, finding whatever final adjustments or movements you need to make your way into your resting pose or shavasana. Maybe the legs come out wide, feet open out to the sides, hands a little ways away from the body with the palms turned up to the sky. I also like to remind people that shavasana doesn't necessarily need to be taken on your back. You can also take this on your side. Maybe you find your way into the fetal position, or you can also take shavasana on your belly. So you do what feels right to you in this practice. And I encourage you to stay here. We'll take a few breaths together. Take a few breaths here. Bring your attention to the top of your head. And on the exhale, let it drift down the body. Just noticing how you feel. Remembering what brought you to your mat today. And then resting in the possibilities for the rest of your day. So Shavasana means corpse pose, which can sound a little morbid to people. But I think of it as, in our yoga practice, how lucky are we? How fortunate to know that with every time that we step on our mat, with every time that we practice, we have the potential to be rebirthed into a new part of our day, a new part of our lives, new energies, new challenges, new triumphs. So I encourage you to find this in yourself. What would you like to bring from your practice off of your mat and into your life? Again, stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you feel that you're finished here, you can wiggle the fingers and toes. Start to bring yourself to your side, moving very slowly and gently. Eventually, if you'd like, pushing your way up to a seat. And for those of you that are joining me in this seated position, we'll take a breath together. Inhale, sweeping the arms up overhead, bringing the gaze to our fingers. Exhale, palms together, down through center, hands to the heart. Press the thumbs into the chest and bow your head. Take a moment to give yourself a thank you, a little gratitude for showing up. And again, reconnecting with what you'd like to bring from this practice off the mat and into your life. As we inhale, we'll bring the thumbs to the forehead, connecting the mind and the heart. And maybe giving yourself a little massage here. Inhale here. And exhale, releasing your hands to seal your practice. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you will check out my other videos on this channel, give me a like and subscribe, and also check out my Facebook page, Growing Light Wellness and Yoga. I'm also on Instagram, Janice in Progress, and I have a retreat coming up in June of 2023 that I will post the link to down below. So I'd love to see you in any capacity. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you again for joining me.